Hi, hello, welcome to Mickey Techie. Learn as engineer, teach as champion. First of all, I would like to thank my family for their continuous support and encouragement for creating these kinds of technical videos in the public domain. And I would like to thank my mentor, Professor R. Surendran from Government College of Technology, Coimbatore, for igniting me a spark of creating videos and sharing the technical knowledge in the public domain. And I would like to thank Almighty for my good health and broad mind. And I would like to thank my friends, followers, and my dear students and subscribers for their continuous support. Today's the topic of interest is properties of materials. Since we are a mechanical engineer, we are dealing with materials. All the way, whatever you can take, the materials is very important. The plastic to platinum is the materials. You can name you can give an example means if you are using a mobile phone, the top cover it is having a plastics such a way that it is one type of a material, and the glass, mobile glass, pen, pencils, all are made up of different kinds of a material. If the material is subjected in the mechanical application, it is underwent some of the properties like elasticity, plasticity, ductility, malleability, brittleness. Like that, the different types of properties have been given. Nearly 14 different properties of the materials are supposed to have, which here I'm going to discuss some of very important properties of the materials, the mechanical materials, which is subjected in mechanical applications. First, we have a first thing called ductility. Ductility is the permanent deformation under tension is called ductility. Whereas the difference between the elasticity and ductility, in the elasticity, when the material is loaded, it can elongate, it can deform. At the point when we unload the material can regain its original shape. So this is called as an elasticity. Whereas the plasticity means when we load a material, it can elongate. If we unload the material, it won't regain its original shape. That is called as an plasticity. So you have to understand that the elasticity and plasticity before the ductility. The ductility is the permanent deformation under tension, or by using a tension, if the bar can be elongated into a wire, it is called as a ductility. It is called as a property of ductility. For example, a mild steel just having very good ductility and elasticity, whereas if you can see the gold, how the gold merchants are doing the gold, by adding a copper, it can be easily made of a thin wire which it is used for making some beautiful ornaments. By using tension, it can be easily elongated. So that is called ductility. So whereas malleability is the permanent deformation under compression. So this is called as a malleability. If a bar can be able to make into a sheets by continuous beaten or rolled, so this property is called as a malleability. There is a certain difference between malleability as well as the brittleness. The brittleness will not give an evidence about the deformation. So that is the very important. The brittle material can also withstand compressive load, but the deformation is very negligible. So that is the difference between the brittleness as well as the malleability. Next one is the hardness. Hardness is the resistance to indentation or scratch or abrasion. By means of an abrasion or a scratch, the material, if it can able to resist both those things, and the material is said to be hardened. If you can see in the machine tools, the HSS can able to machine or can able to scratch the mild steel. Therefore, HSS high speed steel is having the hardness which is more than mild steel. So that is our information from that example. Next is the creep. Creep is the progressive deformation at elevated property. Progressive deformation at elevated property is called as a creep. The creep can be divided into two types. One is mechanical creep and another one is a thermal creep. Where the mechanical creep is uh, the deformation due to the mechanical deadweight loads, which is called as a mechanical creep, or by means of a temperature, it is called as a thermal creep. For the thermal creep, I can give an example like in the railway tracks, by continuous the temperature, the material can elongate. If the temperature can sustain for a long time, the elongation will be get permanent. So that is called as a temperature creep. If we can say the mechanical creep, if a constant dead weight of 100 kg can be placed in a steel steel block or a thin steel section, if a weight is given for a prolonged time, the bar or a beam can bend like this. So this is called as a mechanical creep. We were not change the load even. The best example here is classroom desks are the best example. The weight is constant by the person, but over the time the disk can be deformed. So that is the example, best example of a mechanical creep. So here the creep can be easily understand by means of the name, that is the spelling of the creep is CREEP. The meaning of making other letters than R or caps, because it is having a name. We can get a bit with the name, that is creep means the progressive deformation at elevated load, at elevated temperature, at constant time and constant stress. It is called creep. Progressive deformation at elevated load, at elevated temperature, at constant time and stress, which is called as a creep. By this, with the name itself, we can get the bit. Next is the hot hardness. Hot hardness is the important property of a cutting tool which can resist softening at higher temperature. Which can resist softening at higher temperature, that is called as hot hardness. Okay, the ability of getting hardness or ability to exhibit hardness up to the certain temperature, which is called as a hot hardness. Next, with some of the materials which are having some of the property that we have to discuss. For the wrought iron, so the wrought iron is the purest form of the iron. Wrought iron is the purest form of the iron. In the Tamil, the wrought iron can be illustrated by Then Irumbu, because the Then is the purest material or the purest liquid. The honey is the purest liquid. That is why the wrought iron is named as a Then Irumbu, that is honey iron. Honey iron is the purest material. It is a corrosive resistant material, the purest and corrosive resistant material, whereas the pig iron is the iron with more impurities. So this is one extent is the wrought iron, one extent is the pig iron. Next, the plain carbon steel. The plain carbon steel, which is having a low carbon content, that is the percentage of carbon is less than 0.25 percentage. So most of the low carbon steels are called as a mild steels. Mild steels are having high ductility and low brittleness. Therefore, rivets are made up of the low carbon steels. And musical steels are the spring steels are used in musical instruments like guitar, violin, like that. The rivets mostly made up of mild steel or aluminum or brass. And for the aircraft application, the duralumin or aluminum is used in aircraft application rivets, whereas the normal boiler applications, the mild steel rivets are being used. Next is an invar. Invar, the important property is it is having zero thermal coefficient of expansion. Invar is having zero thermal coefficient of expansion or zero thermal coefficient, which can be used in a surgical instrument. Invar, the chemical name of the invar, it is having iron, major amount of nickel, and calcium and other things. Next, garage brushes, the white இருக்கும், that is bush bearings are used in the garage brush is nothing but the bush bearings. It is made up of white metal or a babbitt alloy. The connecting rod is made up of medium carbon steel. The connecting rod is made up of medium carbon steel, where thus medium carbon steel can be easily forged, that you have to understand. Next is the cast iron. Cast iron is designated as a 6 letter word like A B C D E F or 60 40 18. The 18 indicates the percentage of elongation, 40 indicates the yield strength, and 60 indicates minimum tensile strength. So, this is the designation of the cast iron. Next, the corrosive resistance of any material can be improved by the chromium and nickel. By adding chromium and nickel in any material, we can get the corrosive resistance. And we have the famous material like 1841 material. 1841 material, that is 18 percentage of tungsten and 4 percentage of chromium and 1 percentage of vanadium. That is most of the cutting tools are 1841 cutting tools, that is it is having tungsten, chromium and vanadium. The need of the tungsten is giving hot hardness. The chromium is the corrosive resistance. Vanadium is for toughness. So for this, we can give a beautiful a Tamil story like ஒரு வாலிபன் 4 வருஷ கோர்ஸ் படிக்க 18 வயசில் வந்தான். For example, if a student is coming for an engineering degree, one student is coming for an 4 years of engineering degree at the age of 18. So this we can get uh, for the name 1841 18 வயசு. So therefore W is coming and 4 வருஷ course. So course CR is coming, that is chromium, and ஒரு வாலிபன் 1 vanadium. So that we can easily understand. Next one is the Dow metal. Dow metal is made up of copper, magnesium and aluminum. We know that Dow, which is in Tamil we can say Kuil Mahal. So that we can understand. Kuil Mahal. What is meant by Kuil Mahal? Cu indicates copper, Mg indicates magnesium, and Al indicates aluminum. Therefore, Dow metal means Kuil Mahal. Therefore, it contains copper, magnesium, and aluminum. Next one is an imitation gold. Imitation gold is a mixture of aluminum and brass. Aluminum and brass will give an imitation gold, where Y alloy are also called as a duraluminum. Most of the aircraft application duraluminum is used. The duraluminum is the mixture of aluminum and copper. The maximum amount of aluminum, 94% of aluminum and 6% of copper, will give the duraluminum. And next, the sodium silicate is the binding material, which is the sodium is the liquid metal of high conductivity, that you have to understand. Therefore, the sodium mixed with silicate will becomes binding material. Most of the core are used. Most of the cores made for the molding process is made up of sodium silicate sand. And next is the carbide formation of the material. Carbide formation of the material can be improved by means of chromium, tungsten, molybdenum, vanadium, and titanium. Whereas the deoxidizer can be improved by means of aluminum, brass, chromium, vanadium, silicon, magnesium, or zirconium. But with these materials, we can improve, we can get deoxidized material. Deoxidized means the oxidation won't happens. The material, the oxidation won't happens. So with this, the property of the materials and the material composition, I'm going to stop. I hope that the enough knowledge I can transmit to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you all.